Hello and welcome back to Higher Scents with Haz, and today's review is going to be on Habanos by Royal Crown. Habanos by Royal Crown is an oriental woody fragrance. Let's run through those notes. In the top we have tobacco leaf, lime, ylang-ylang and saffron. In the mid we have galbanum, damask rose absolute, tobacco, patchouli, Florentine iris and tuberose. Then coming through in the base we have tobacco absolute, vanilla absolute, Mysore sandalwood, grey musk and ambergris, which is a key ingredient in fragrance. In the top you get lovely sweet tobacco leaf and you get some warm sweet spices, and then coming through in the mid you get that gorgeous soft sweet iris, and you also get some earthy patchouli, which just helps the fragrance to balance out a little bit with the sweet notes, especially the tobacco. There's gorgeous gourmand vanilla in here and the soft sandalwood, but the star player in the base is the ambergris. Now the ambergris gives a kind of a musky, woody, earthy kind of smell, and it's used to kind of bind notes to your skin. It helps to give longevity, and that's certainly what the ambergris does in this. And it is detectable, and it's wonderfully complementary to the other woody and musky notes. Ambergris, as you may or may not know, is a byproduct of whale digestion.
Nice.
Now obviously whales are a protected species, so therefore if this washes up on the beach, not only is it worth quite a lot of money, but that's the main way that you get it. Obviously they don't let you kill the whales to secure this prized asset. But yes, it's washed up on beaches, it ferments and kind of matures in the sea with the salty water, and then it's washed up and it's used in perfumery. So from the top notes, I would say that they linger for a good few hours. That lovely tobacco leaf and saffron starting the fragrance off, and then the mid comes in at around the 2 hour mark, I would say, and then that moves into kind of a lovely tobacco. There's some patchouli there for some earthy notes, and the sweet iris kind of rounds that off, and then the base notes come in after 3, maybe 4 hours, and then you've got the lovely soft sweet vanilla. You've got the Mysore sandalwood in there, which is a very expensive form of sandalwood. You've got the ambergris, you've got the woody notes, you've got a very good base, and this base helps this fragrance to last. The tobacco absolute in this is really one of the stars of the show. You get tobacco leaf in the top, which is sweet, and then you get the tobacco absolute in the base, which is a bit more rich, it's a bit more powerful, it's a bit more gruff and rugged and not as well rounded as the top notes, but that gives it some grit, it gives it some bite, and with the other base notes it really does give a wonderful dry down. It's a fantastic dry down in this fragrance. So Habanos, direct translation, means from Havana, and that's certainly what they're going for with this fragrance, with all of the tobacco in there. To give a comparison, the style of the fragrance is like Fève Délicieuse from Christian Dior. It's got the same kind of gourmand elements in there, and the scent profile is somewhat similar, but this has got numerous different elements of tobacco, which really sets it apart from the other tobacco fragrances out there, which may use one element of the tobacco, whether that's the leaf or whether it's the kind of the main, what the fuck's tobacco shit called? Leaf, stem, whatever, right? But the different forms of tobacco in this is what gives you its different layers, and it gives you kind of different angles for the tobacco, and it means you go from a sweet tobacco to a rough tobacco to a rich tobacco to a dark tobacco, all the way through the fragrance. So it keeps you guessing, but it also means that this fragrance stays very interesting and it's not linear. It's rich, it's deep, it's sweet, and it's smooth. It smells very natural, and I would say that this fragrance is certainly regal. Habanos by Royal Crown. This is the bottle. I think it's a very beautiful bottle, to be honest. I'll just buff any little finger marks off there for you that might be caught by the light. It's a very nice bottle. It's very nicely shaped. It does have the crown on the top, which you could say is tacky. It's non-magnetic, but it does fit on there nicely. I do like the gold element to this. I will give it a blast for you and see what the atomizer's like. There's a bonus one for you. Yeah, so what you get instantly is the sweet tobacco leaf. You get the little warm, spicy bits of saffron in there. It's a really nice opening. It's very rich. It's quite dense actually, but you can tell that there's quality ingredients being used in this. The atomizer is decent, and this 100 ml bottle, hopefully, will last me a while. This 100 ml extrait de parfum is the highest concentration of fragrance that you can get, and it certainly tells in the quality of the notes that come through. Now, this isn't easy to get in this country, so if you do see it for sale and you want to grab it, snap it up. Now, the cheapest price that I could see, which was available and in stock for this, was £450.
Great Scott!
And that's without import fees or delivery, so you're looking at close to £500 here. But price per milliliter, £4.50 per milliliter, which is certainly at the top end of expense when it comes to fragrance. The projection on this fragrance is good. I get around 2.5 feet off this, which for an extrait de parfum is pretty good. Normally extraits stick to the skin more. It doesn't affect its longevity, but it projects quite well. It's quite deep, it's quite dense, so people will certainly notice if you're wearing this fragrance. Longevity, I would say 8 to 10 hours, no problem. Again, for the price, you want something that projects, you want something that lasts, and this does both of them. Now the sillage on this, which is the kind of, not just how far away you can smell the fragrance, but sillage is like a cloud bubble. A bubble of fragrance that's around you, so when you're sitting, it'll create a nice wall of fragrance. When you're moving past people, if it's got good sillage, it'll be like a cloud of fragrance following you, and people will certainly notice that. Now this has got good sillage, which is great. So it projects, it lasts, and it creates a lovely scent bubble around you. It really is fantastic. In this fragrance you can tell that they use top class ingredients. It's been layered wonderfully and it's been blended masterfully. This fragrance, when you spray it, to give you a visual, it smells like a freshly stocked Cuban humidor. When you open it up, you get that lovely waft of cigar. That's exactly what this smells like. If someone was going to smell like this fragrance, I think it would probably be Fidel Castro. It's got character, it's got balls, it's a bit cheeky, and it's certainly not afraid to give its point of view. Seasons to wear this fragrance, I would say it's ideal for autumn and winter. It's strong, it's rich, it's dense, it carries, it cuts through the colder months. Ideal for that. Where to wear this fragrance? You could wear it to black tie events. I think that would be perfect for this, both with the social typecasts and the type of fragrance it is. Black tie, perfect. It's rich, it's classy, and it'll certainly make you feel at home. Where else can you wear this? Date nights. I think you could wear this on a date night. It's rich, it's gorgeous, it's got character, and it's got different layers. It'll certainly pique interest, I would say. You could also wear this on high class social events. So wherever that may be, whether you're hobnobbing with the elite, rich, powerful men and women, big businesses, very important rendezvous, things like that, this would be perfect for that. It instills confidence and character. Now some people might be thinking, you review these niche fragrances, do you just buy them for your reviews? Do you pay the money, do a review, then sell them or get rid of them? The answer is no. I buy them, I wear them, I enjoy them. If there's a fragrance I don't like, I may move it on. But certainly this fragrance, it's very expensive, £450 for 100ml. Do I think it's worth it? Well, if I'm honest, I think it's hard to justify any fragrance being £450 even at 100ml. However, as I've said before, I would rather have one special fragrance for £450 than 4 somewhat forgettable fragrances for £100 each. And just to further show this point, I think Habanos is one of the best fragrances I own. Certainly, I think it's one of the best tobacco fragrances I own. Naxos being slightly different, a bit cheaper. You can wear that more often than this. I mean, as you can see, I've used a small amount, but you don't have to use much of this. As I've said before, it's an extrait de parfum, so 2 to 3 sprays is more than enough. 1 spray on each side of the neck, 2 on the back, that'll certainly do the job for you. This is one of my favourite fragrances. I think it's one of the best fragrances I own. It's difficult to come across, so when the opportunity arose, I bought a backup bottle of this. So for you eagle-eyed viewers, over my shoulder, what's better than 1 Habanos? 2 Habanos. So there you go. I've got 2 of these beauties here. Yes, it's expensive, but I think it's a fantastic fragrance. Therefore, I've got one and I've got a backup bottle just in case I run out. That's how good I think this fragrance is. So in conclusion, Habanos by Royal Crown. I think it's one of, if not the best tobacco fragrances I've ever managed to put my nose on. Is it very expensive? Yes. But is it worth it? In my opinion it is. And Habanos by Royal Crown gets the highest sense seal of approval. I'm going to put my reputation on the line here and say, if you love tobacco fragrances and you put your nose on this, you will save up those hard-earned pennies and you'll buy this fragrance. Does it cost as much as a small kingdom? Yes, but it's regal and it's fit for a king.
Thank you very much.